Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to talk about how you can improve your English quickly through real conversation practice. When you think about learning a language, it might feel like you need to sit with a big grammar book, memorizing endless rules. But the truth is, real progress comes from using the language, from speaking, listening, and practicing in real conversations. That's what we'll do together in this lesson. Imagine you and I are sitting in a small cafe, having a relaxed chat. No stress, no pressure, just you practicing your English with me, step by step. I'll guide you, give you examples, and you can shadow my words. That way, it feels like you're in a real conversation, not just learning from a textbook. Let's start simple. Think about how conversations usually begin. A smile, a greeting, maybe a question about how the other person is doing. I'll say, "Hi, how are you today?" Now you try repeating after me. "Hi, how are you today?" Good. That short sentence already gives you a chance to practice rhythm, tone, and natural flow. In conversations, it's not only the words that matter, it's also the pauses, the warmth in your voice, and the way you connect with the other person. When you practice with me, pay attention to how I pause and how I stretch some words slightly. This helps you sound natural. Let's continue with a typical response. If someone asks you, "How are you today?" you could answer, "I'm good, thank you. How about you?" Try saying it with me. "I'm good, thank you. How about you?" Feel how the sentence rolls off your tongue, smooth and natural. This back and forth exchange is the heartbeat of real conversation. It's short, simple, and powerful, because every time you practice, you train your brain to respond without thinking too much. That's the secret to fluency. Not perfect grammar, but confident, natural responses. Let's build the conversation a little further. After greetings, people often talk about their day. For example, I might say, "I had a busy morning, but I'm happy to be here now." Repeat that with me slowly. "I had a busy morning, but I'm happy to be here now." Excellent. Now imagine you want to respond. You could say, "That sounds nice. My day has been good too." Try repeating it. "That sounds nice. My day has been good too." Notice how this creates a flow. One person shares and the other person reacts. That's the rhythm of conversation. You don't need complicated words to keep a conversation alive. Simple, everyday phrases work best. For example, "Really? That's great." "Oh, I see," or "Tell me more." These short expressions show interest and keep the conversation warm and alive. Let's practice those together. "Really? That's great." "Oh, I see. Tell me more." Good. Do you feel how natural that sounds? This is exactly what you'll hear in everyday English, whether you're speaking with a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger. Here's another tip. In real conversation, questions are your best tool. They show curiosity, and they give the other person a reason to keep talking. A simple question like, "What did you do today?" can open the door to a much longer exchange. Let's role play. I'll ask you, "What did you do today?" Pause for a second, then give your answer. You might say, I went to work, and after that I cooked dinner. Or maybe, I stayed home and watched a movie. Both are perfectly fine. The point is to practice answering naturally, without hesitation. Remember, even short answers count. You don't need to give long speeches. In fact, in real conversations, short, natural replies feel more authentic. For example, I worked today, or I studied English. Try saying one of those now. Good. Let's add one more layer. After answering, you can keep the conversation alive by asking back. For example, if I say, I worked today, I can follow it with, what about you? This keeps the rhythm flowing back and forth, just like a dance. So let's practice the whole flow together. I'll say, what did you do today? You'll answer, I worked today. What about you? Perfect. That's real conversation practice. As we go through this lesson, I want you to picture yourself using these sentences with a real person. Imagine you're talking with a colleague during a break or chatting with a friend on the phone. The more you imagine real situations, the more natural it feels when you actually use English in daily life. Now, let's practice a conversation about food. Food is one of the easiest and most enjoyable topics to talk about. I'll start. What's your favorite food? Take a moment to answer. Maybe you say, my favorite food is pizza, or I like rice and chicken. That's great. If you want to extend the conversation, add a reason. For example, my favorite food is pizza because it's delicious and easy to eat. Try repeating that. My favorite food is pizza because it's delicious and easy to eat. Good. Then you can ask me back. What about you? What's your favorite food? That simple question makes the conversation two-sided. And I might answer, I love pasta because it reminds me of home. Do you see how natural that feels? Conversations are like building blocks. You start small, then add one piece at a time. First a greeting, then a question, then a short answer, then a follow-up. With practice, it becomes second nature. Another useful phrase in conversation is, that sounds. You can use it to react to almost anything. For example, that sounds fun. That sounds interesting. That sounds difficult. Let's practice together. That sounds fun. That sounds interesting. That sounds difficult. Well done. Let's use this in a role play. I'll say, I went hiking last weekend. You reply, that sounds fun. Excellent. Then you can add a question. Where did you go? That way, the conversation keeps moving. By practicing these small but powerful phrases, you'll notice that conversations feel smoother. And the more you practice, the faster your brain connects the words, so you don't have to translate in your head. That's how fluency develops. Let's shift to another common topic, hobbies. People love talking about what they enjoy doing. I'll ask you, what's your hobby? Think of something simple, maybe reading, listening to music, playing football, or painting. Say your answer out loud. Now, add a detail. My hobby is reading. I like reading because it helps me relax. Or, I like playing football because it's fun and I can exercise. Great. Do you notice how adding a reason makes your answer longer and more interesting? That's what keeps conversations flowing. And again, don't forget to ask back, "What's your hobby?" By doing this, you practice not only speaking, but also interaction. Conversation is not one person talking, it's two people sharing. We've practiced greetings, daily activities, food, and hobbies. These are the pillars of everyday conversation. Once you're confident with these, you can connect with people more easily. And remember, every small practice adds up. The more you repeat, the faster you improve. Let's pause for a quick reflection. Think about how much English you've already spoken with me just in this short time. You've asked questions, given answers, and reacted naturally. This is exactly how you build confidence, step by step, word by word. Don't worry if your sentences aren't perfect. What matters is practice and the courage to speak. Mistakes are part of learning, and every mistake is proof that you're trying. That's what counts. In our next practice, let's imagine we're meeting for the first time. I'll say, "Nice to meet you. My name is Sarah." Repeat after me. "Nice to meet you. My name is Sarah." Good. Now you try with your own name. "Nice to meet you. My name is..." Perfect. This phrase is one of the most important for introductions. You can use it at work, at school, or in any social setting, and it always creates a friendly start to conversation. We can build on this. After saying your name, you can add a little extra information. For example, "Nice to meet you. My name is Sarah, and I'm an English teacher." Or, "Nice to meet you. My name is Sarah, and I live in Canada." Try making your own version with a detail about yourself. Excellent. When you introduce yourself, always keep your tone friendly. Smile, even if the other person can't see you. It changes the sound of your voice, and people feel the warmth. That's the secret of good conversation. It's not just words, it's the feeling you give. Now let's practice a short dialogue combining everything. I'll start. "Hi, how are you today?" You answer, "I'm good, thank you. How about you?" Then I say, "I'm doing well. What did you do today?" You reply, "I worked today. What about you?" I respond, "I studied English. That sounds fun, right?" You say, "Yes, that sounds interesting." Excellent. Do you see how all the pieces come together? This is the power of practicing real conversations. Step by step, you build sentences, and little by little, you grow your fluency. Let's keep going with our practice. And this time, let's move into talking about places. Conversations about places are very common because people love to ask where you live, where you come from, or where you like to go. So let's try a simple question. Where are you from? Repeat that with me. Where are you from? Good. Now imagine you are answering. You could say, "I'm from Pakistan," or "I'm from Brazil," or "I'm from Japan." Short and simple, but very clear. Let's make it a little longer by adding some extra information. For example, "I'm from Pakistan and I live in Lahore," or "I'm from Brazil and I live in Rio de Janeiro." Adding that extra detail makes your answer more natural. Let's practice a natural follow-up. If someone says, I'm from Canada, you could respond, "Oh, that's interesting. I've heard Canada is beautiful." This shows that you are not just answering, but also reacting warmly. Try saying that now. "Oh, that's interesting. I've heard Canada is beautiful." Excellent. Here's another useful question. Where do you live? This is different from where are you from? One is about your origin, and the other is about your current home. Let's practice answering. I live in Karachi. I live in London. I live in Bangkok. Simple, right? And again, you can make your answer longer by adding something extra. I live in London, near the city center. Or, I live in Bangkok, close to the river. In real conversations, giving small extra details makes your English sound richer and more alive. And it also gives the other person more to react to. That's what keeps conversations flowing naturally. Now, let's talk about places we like to visit. I'll ask you, what's your favorite place to visit? Take a moment to think. You might say, my favorite place to visit is the beach, or I like visiting the mountains. Both are great answers. Let's extend one. My favorite place to visit is the beach because it helps me feel relaxed. Try repeating that with me. Good. Then you can return the question. What's your favorite place to visit? And I might say, I love visiting the countryside because it's peaceful and quiet. Do you see how this exchange creates a natural, friendly rhythm? Here's another important skill, agreeing and disagreeing politely. In real conversations, you'll often want to show if you feel the same or not. For agreement, you can say, "Me too," or "I agree." For example, if I say, "I love pizza," you can say, "Me too, I love pizza." Let's practice that. "Me too, I love pizza." Good. If you don't agree, you can still be polite. For example, I see, but I prefer pasta. Or, that's interesting, but I like rice more. This way, you keep the conversation friendly even if you have different opinions. Try one now. I see, but I prefer, and then add your own choice. Perfect. Now let's practice with a real example. I'll say, I love watching movies on weekends. If you agree, say, me too. I love watching movies on weekends. If you don't, you can say, that's interesting, but I prefer reading books. Excellent. Being able to agree and disagree politely is one of the strongest skills you can develop for real conversation practice. It shows respect, and it keeps the conversation warm and natural. Let's imagine a longer exchange together. I'll guide you through it. I start. Hi, how are you today? You answer, I'm good, thank you. How about you? I say, I'm doing well. What did you do today? You answer, I studied English. What about you? I reply, I went shopping at the market. You react, that sounds fun. What did you buy? I say, I bought some fresh fruit. You respond, that's great. I like fruit too. Do you see how natural that feels? Each answer builds on the one before, and with every small sentence, the conversation grows. This is exactly how real conversations happen. Let's move into another topic people love to talk about, weather. It may sound simple, but weather is one of the most common topics in English conversations, especially for small talk. For example, It's a beautiful day today. Repeat after me. It's a beautiful day today. It's good. If it's not so nice outside, you could say, the weather is cold today, or it's raining a lot this week. These simple sentences help you connect with people in everyday life. For example, when you enter a shop, you can say, "It's really hot outside, isn't it?" And the other person will naturally respond, "Let's practice that." I'll say, "It's really hot today, isn't it?" You respond with, "Yes, it is." Or you could say, "Yes, it's very hot." Short, simple, natural. Weather is often used as a warm-up topic. It doesn't need to be deep or complicated, but it's a safe way to start a conversation, especially with strangers or new people. Let's connect weather to feelings. For example, I feel happy when the sun is shining, or rain makes me feel sleepy. Try saying one now. I feel, and then add your feeling with the weather. Perfect. By connecting weather with emotions, you create more natural sentences, and you learn how to express yourself in a personal way. This makes the conversation more interesting and alive. Before we continue, let me quickly remind you, if you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. Your support helps us keep making these lessons for you, and it also motivates you to keep learning step by step. Now let's move on to talking about time. Time is another big part of conversations. For example, people often ask, "What time is it?" Or, "When do you usually wake up?" Let's practice that question. When do you usually wake up? Now answer with me. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Or, I usually wake up at 6:30 in the morning. Adding "in the morning" makes it even clearer. Try saying your own version with your real time. Excellent. Let's build more examples. What time do you usually go to bed? You could answer, I usually go to bed at 11 at night, or I usually sleep at 10. Notice that we can use both go to bed and sleep. Both are natural in casual conversation. You can also connect time to activities. For example, I eat lunch at 1 o'clock. I watch TV in the evening. I study English at night. Try creating one with your own daily activity. Good. When you practice speaking about time, focus on the natural rhythm. Don't rush. For example, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Do you hear the smooth flow? That's what makes it sound natural. Let's role play. I'll ask, what time do you usually eat dinner? You answer with your time. Maybe, I usually eat dinner at 8. Then you can ask back, what about you? I'll answer, I usually eat dinner at 7:30. And you can respond, that sounds early. Or, that sounds nice. Great. By practicing these exchanges, you're not only learning sentences, you're building the habit of interaction. That's what makes you fluent faster. Let's continue our practice by talking about daily routines. Daily routines are a fantastic way to build conversation skills because everyone has them, and they give you plenty of chances to practice real, useful sentences. Let's start with the morning. I'll ask you, what do you usually do in the morning? Think about your own life and then answer with me. I usually wake up, brush my teeth, and have breakfast. Try saying it. I usually wake up, brush my teeth, and have breakfast. Good. You can make your answer longer by adding more details. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock, brush my teeth, take a shower, and then eat breakfast. Let's practice that. Repeat after me. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock, brush my teeth, take a shower, and then eat breakfast. Excellent. Notice how these small details make your answer richer. When you speak with people, giving just a little more information makes the conversation more interesting and easier to continue. Now let's practice afternoon routines. I'll ask you, what do you usually do in the afternoon? You might answer, in the afternoon, I usually study English and go for a walk. Or, in the afternoon, I usually eat lunch and watch TV. Try saying one of those. Let's expand it. In the afternoon, I usually eat lunch with my family, take a short rest, and then study English. Do you feel how natural that sounds? Daily routine sentences like these are the foundation of fluent conversation. Now let's move to evening routines. I'll ask you, what do you usually do in the evening? You could answer, in the evening, I usually cook dinner and talk with my family. Or, in the evening, I usually read a book and go to bed early. Try making your own version now. Excellent. To make your conversation even stronger, connect your activities to feelings. For example, in the evening, I usually read a book because it helps me relax. Or, I usually talk with my family because it makes me happy. Try one of these with your own activity. Very good. Here's a complete dialogue we can build together. I'll ask, what do you usually do in the morning? You answer, I usually wake up, brush my teeth, and eat breakfast. Then I say, that's nice. I usually go for a run in the morning. You react, that sounds healthy. Do you see how this creates a real flow? Step by step, you are practicing exactly how conversations happen in daily life. Let's also practice talking about habits. Habits are things you do regularly, and they are easy to use in conversations. For example, I always drink coffee in the morning, or I usually go to bed late, or I never skip breakfast. These small habit sentences are very powerful. Try repeating with me. I always drink coffee in the morning. I usually go to bed late. I never skip breakfast. Great. These little words, always, usually, sometimes, never, are very useful in conversation. They make your answers sound natural and realistic. Let's try a few more. I sometimes go to the park. I often listen to music. I never smoke. Practice one with your own idea now. Perfect. Now let's combine habits with time. For example, I always drink coffee at 8 in the morning, or I usually study English at night before sleeping. Try saying your own version with an activity and a time. Excellent. Let's create a short role play together. I'll ask, do you usually eat breakfast? You can answer, yes, I always eat breakfast. Or if you want to say no, I sometimes skip breakfast. Then you can add, what about you? I'll answer, I always eat breakfast because it gives me energy. You can respond, that sounds healthy. By practicing like this, you not only learn sentences, but also train your brain to respond naturally, without hesitation. That's exactly how you learn to speak English fast. Now let's talk about free time. Free time is another common topic in conversation. I'll ask you, what do you usually do in your free time? You might answer, I usually watch TV, or I usually listen to music, or I usually meet friends. Try one of those now. Let's expand. In my free time, I like reading books and listening to music because it helps me relax. Try repeating that. In my free time, I like reading books and listening to music because it helps me relax. Excellent. Free time is also a good place to talk about hobbies. For example, in my free time, I like painting. In my free time, I like playing football. In my free time, I like cooking new recipes. Try making one of your own. Good. Here's another dialogue we can practice together. I ask, what do you usually do in your free time? You answer, in my free time, I like watching movies. I say, that's interesting. What kind of movies do you like? You reply, I like action movies because they are exciting. I respond, that sounds fun. I like comedies. You say, oh, me too. Comedies make me laugh. Do you notice how this feels like a natural conversation? When you practice this way, you're not only learning vocabulary, you're practicing the flow of interaction, which is the true key to real conversation practice. Let's move into another daily topic, transportation, PEEP. People often talk about how they travel from one place to another. For example, I go to work by bus. Repeat that with me. I go to work by bus. Good. Other examples. I go to school by car. I go to the market on foot. I travel to the city by train. Practice one with your own life. Excellent. Now let's build a longer answer. I go to work by bus because it's cheap and convenient. Or, I go to school by car because it's faster. Adding a reason makes your answer stronger. Try one now with your own reason. Great. Here's a dialogue we can try. I'll ask, how do you usually go to work? You answer, I go to work by bus. I say, that's interesting. I usually go by train. You respond, that sounds comfortable. See how natural and smooth that exchange feels? Transportation is also a great way to ask follow-up questions. For example, how long does it take? Or, do you like it? Try repeating, how long does it take? Do you like it? Very good. Let's connect this with time again. It takes me 30 minutes to get to work. Or, it takes me 15 minutes to walk to school. Try making your own version with your real time. Excellent. By practicing these kinds of sentences, you're learning how to describe daily experiences in English. And these are exactly the kinds of conversations you'll have most often in real life. Let's continue practicing real conversations by moving into the topic of family. Talking about family is very common in English, and it gives you a chance to use simple but meaningful sentences. I'll start with a question. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Repeat it with me. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Good. Now answer with your own life. You could say, yes, I have one brother, or yes, I have two sisters, or no, I don't have any brothers or sisters. Try saying your version now. Excellent. You can add details to make your answer longer. For example, yes, I have one brother. He is older than me. Or, yes, I have two sisters. They are younger than me. These small details make the conversation feel more real. Here's a natural follow-up. If someone says, I have one brother, you can respond, oh, that's nice. Is he older or younger? This keeps the conversation moving. Let's practice that. Oh, that's nice. Is he older or younger? Great. Now, let's practice talking about parents. A simple sentence could be, I live with my parents, or my parents live in another city, or my parents are retired. Try making a sentence about your parents now. Good. When talking about family, you can also share what they do. For example, my father is a teacher, or my mother works in an office, or my sister is a student. Try one now with your own family. Perfect. Let's role-play a family conversation. I'll ask, do you have any brothers or sisters? You answer, yes, I have one brother. I respond, oh, that's nice. Is he older or younger? You reply, he is younger than me. I say, that's interesting. My sister is older than me. You answer, rawr. Really? That's cool. Do you feel how natural that sounds? Now let's shift to talking about friends. Friends are another easy and enjoyable topic. I'll ask, do you have many friends? You could answer, yes, I have many friends, or I have a few close friends, or I don't have many friends, but I have good ones. Try making your own version. Good. To make it longer, add a detail. I have many friends from school, or I have a few close friends at work, or I don't have many friends, but the ones I have are very kind. Adding this small piece of information makes your English more natural. Let's practice follow-up questions about friends. Where do your friends live? What do you do with your friends? Repeat these with me. Where do your friends live? What do you do with your friends? Excellent. Now imagine answering, my friends live in the same city, or my friends live near my house. And for activities, I usually watch movies with my friends. I play football with my friends on weekends. I go shopping with my friends. Try one with your own activity now. Perfect. Let's build another role play. I'll ask, what do you usually do with your friends? You answer, I usually go shopping with my friends. I say, that sounds fun. I usually go to the park with my friends. You reply, that's interesting. The park is nice too. Great. This is exactly how conversations flow in real life. Now let's talk about work and study. Work and study are common topics in conversations with new people. A basic question is, what do you do? Repeat that with me. What do you do? If you have a job, you can say, I work in a bank. I work in a school. I work in a hospital. Or if you are a student, I study English. I study at university. I study at school. Try one now with your own life. Good. Let's make it longer. I work in a bank as a clerk. I work in a school as a teacher. I study English because I want to travel. I study at university because I want a good job. Adding these small reasons makes your answer feel more personal and natural. Follow-up questions help here too. For example, do you like your job? Or why are you studying English? Let's practice. Do you like your job? Why are you studying English? Great. Now let's role-play a work or study conversation. I'll ask, what do you do? You answer, I study English. I say, that's great. Why are you studying English? You reply, I want to travel and speak with people. I say, that sounds wonderful. English will help you a lot. You answer, yes, I agree. Excellent. This type of conversation is very common. People love to ask what you do, and you can always extend your answer with a reason or a follow-up question. Let's practice talking about likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes are the heart of conversations because they tell people about your personality. The simplest way is to say, I like or I don't like. For example, I like music. I don't like noise. I like chocolate. I don't like waking up early. Try one now with something you like. Good. Now try one with something you don't like. Perfect. We can make these sentences stronger with reasons. I like music because it makes me happy. I don't like noise because it gives me a headache. Yeah. Try one with your own reason. Excellent. In conversations, you can also ask, do you like? For example, do you like pizza? Do you like movies? Do you like sports? These are great questions to keep conversations alive. Let's practice a short dialogue. I'll ask, do you like pizza? You answer, yes, I like pizza because it's delicious. Or, no, I don't like pizza because it's too oily. I say, that's interesting. I love pizza. You respond, that's nice. What's your favorite topping? Do you see how one simple question can lead to a much longer conversation? Likes and dislikes are also very flexible. You can use them for almost anything: food, music, movies, hobbies, activities, places, or even people's habits. This gives you endless opportunities to practice real conversation. The more you practice these topics, family, friends, work, likes, and dislikes, the faster your English will improve. And the best part is, these are exactly the topics people talk about in everyday life. Let's keep practicing and move into the topic of travel. Travel is one of the most enjoyable things to talk about because it gives you a chance to share experiences and dreams. I'll start with a simple question. Have you ever traveled to another city or country? Repeat it with me. Have you ever traveled to another city or country? Good. Now answer with your own life. Yes, I have traveled to another city. Or, yes, I have traveled to another country. Or if not, no, I haven't traveled yet. Try saying your version. Excellent. You can always make your answer longer by giving more details. Yes, I have traveled to another city. I went to Lahore last year. Or, yes, I have traveled to another country. I visited Turkey 2 years ago. Adding when and where makes your sentence more interesting. let's practice asking follow-up questions. When did you go? Who did you go with? What did you do there? Repeat them with me. When did you go? Who did you go with? What did you do there? Perfect. Now imagine answering, I went last summer with my family, or I went last year with my friends, or I went alone and I visited many places. Try one of these with your own idea. Very good. Travel conversations often include talking about favorite places. For example, my favorite city is Istanbul because it is beautiful and full of history. Or, my favorite place is the beach because I love the sea. Try making one with your own favorite place and a reason. Excellent. Let's role-play a travel conversation. I ask, what's your favorite place to visit? You answer, my favorite place is the beach because I love the sea. I say, that sounds amazing. Do you go often? You reply, yes, I go in the summer. I respond, that's wonderful. I love the beach too. Do you feel how this creates a friendly and natural conversation? Now let's move to another fun topic, food and restaurants. People love to talk about what they eat, where they go, and what they enjoy. A simple question could be, do you like eating at restaurants? Repeat after me. Do you like eating at restaurants? Good. Now answer, yes, I like eating at restaurants. Or, no, I prefer eating at home. Both are good. If you want to make it longer, say, yes, I like eating at restaurants because I can try different foods. Or, no, I prefer eating at home because it's healthier. Try making your own version now. Jean. Eat. Here's another useful question. What's your favorite restaurant? You could say, my favorite restaurant is an Italian restaurant near my house. Or, my favorite restaurant is a small cafe in the city center. Try one with your own answer. Excellent. You can also talk about what you like to order. For example, I usually order pasta. Or, I usually order chicken and rice. Or, I usually order soup and bread. Try one now with your favorite food. Very good. Let's role play. I'll ask, what's your favorite restaurant? You answer, my favorite restaurant is an Italian restaurant near my house. I say, that sounds delicious. What do you usually order there? You reply, I usually order pasta. I respond, that's great. I love pasta too. You answer, really? Me too. Perfect. Food conversations are always enjoyable, and they give you a chance to learn many useful words. Now let's practice talking about shopping. Shopping is another everyday conversation topic. A simple question is, do you like shopping? Repeat it with me. Do you like shopping? Good. Now answer, yes, I like shopping. Or, no, I don't like shopping very much. If you want to make it longer, you could say, yes, I like shopping because it's fun. Or, no, I don't like shopping because it's expensive. Try making your own version. Excellent. Here's another question. Where do you usually shop? You can answer, I usually shop at the market. Or, I usually shop at the mall. Or, I usually shop online. Try one of these now. Perfect. And you can add details. I usually shop at the mall because it has many stores. Or, I usually shop online because it's easy and fast. Practice one with your own reason. Very good. Let's create a role play. I'll ask, do you like shopping? You answer, yes, I like shopping because it's fun. I say, that's nice. Where do you usually shop? You reply, I usually shop online because it's easy. I respond, that sounds convenient. I shop at the market. You answer, that's interesting. The market is nice too. Do you see how the conversation builds naturally? Now, let's practice talking about sports. Sports are another popular topic in conversation. A basic question is, do you like sports? Repeat it with me. Do you like sports? Good. Now, answer, yes, I like sports. Or, no, I don't like sports very much. To make it longer, say, yes, I like sports. I play football. Or, yes, I like sports. I watch basketball. Or, no, I don't like sports, but I like walking. Try one now. Excellent. Follow-up questions can be, what's your favorite sport? Or, do you play or watch sports? Practice with me. What's your favorite sport? Do you play or watch sports? Very good. Now imagine answering. My favorite sport is football. I play it with my friends every weekend. Or, my favorite sport is tennis. I like watching it on TV. Try one with your own idea. Perfect. Here's a short role play. I'll ask, what's your favorite sport? You answer, my favorite sport is football. I play it every weekend. I say, that sounds fun. Do you play with friends? You reply, yes, I play with my friends at the park. I respond, that's great. I like football too. Yay. You say, really? Me too. Excellent. Sports conversations are full of energy and are great for practicing natural, everyday English. Now let's move to talking about weekends. Weekends are something almost everyone enjoys talking about. A simple question is, what do you usually do on the weekend? Repeat it with me. What do you usually do on the weekend? Good. Now answer. On the weekend, I usually relax at home. Or, on the weekend, I usually go out with friends. Or, on the weekend, I usually study and clean my room. Try one now. Excellent. You can make it longer with details. On the weekend, I usually relax at home, watch movies, and cook something special. Or, on the weekend, I usually go out with friends to eat or shop. Try one with your own activities. Very good. Let's role play. I'll ask, what do you usually do on the weekend? You answer, on the weekend, I usually relax at home and watch movies. I say, that sounds fun. What kind of movies do you like? You reply, I like action movies because they are exciting. I respond, that's interesting. I like comedies. You say, me too. Comedies make me laugh. Great. Weekends are perfect for practicing small talk and learning how to connect with people naturally. Let's continue by practicing conversations about plans and the future. People often ask about what you are going to do later today, tomorrow, or next week. These are very common in daily life, so let's practice them together. A simple question is, what are you going to do tomorrow? Repeat it with me. What are you going to do tomorrow? Good. Now answer, I'm going to study English tomorrow, or I'm going to visit my friend tomorrow, or I'm going to rest tomorrow. Try making your own version now. Excellent. You can also talk about next week. For example, next week I'm going to travel to another city. Or next week I'm going to work on a project. Or next week I'm going to spend time with my family. Try saying one with your own plan. Great. Here's a useful follow-up question. When are you going to? For example, when are you going to visit your friend? Or, when are you going to travel? These questions help keep the conversation alive. Let's role play. I'll ask, what are you going to do tomorrow? You answer, I'm going to study English tomorrow. I say, that's great. When are you going to study? You reply, I'm going to study in the morning. I respond, that sounds productive. Good job. You answer, thank you. See how natural that feels? Talking about plans also gives you a chance to use going to and will. For example, I'm going to call my friend tonight, or I will help my family tomorrow. Try one now with your own plan. Perfect. Now let's talk about dreams and goals. These are deeper topics, but they are excellent for practicing longer sentences. For example, one of my dreams is to travel the world, or my goal is to become a good English speaker. Try one now with your own dream or goal. Excellent. You can make it longer by adding why. One of my dreams is to travel the world because I want to learn about new cultures. Or, my goal is to become a good English speaker because I want to get a better job. Practice one with me. Very good. Let's role play. I'll say, what's your goal? You answer, my goal is to become a good English speaker because I want to get a better job. I respond, that's wonderful. I'm sure you can achieve it. You reply, thank you. I'll keep practicing. Perfect. Now let's talk about technology. Technology is something everyone uses, so it's a common conversation topic. A simple question is, do you use a smartphone? Repeat after me. Do you use a smartphone? Good. Now answer, yes, I use a smartphone every day. Or, yes, I use a smartphone for work and study. Try one of these now. Excellent. You can make your answer longer by saying what you use it for. I use my smartphone to call my family, to study English, and to watch videos. Or, I use my smartphone to listen to music and to read books. Try one now with your own uses. Great. Follow-up questions include, what apps do you use most? Or, do you like using technology? Repeat them with me. What apps do you use most? Do you like using technology? Excellent. Now let's role play. I'll ask, do you use a smartphone? You answer, yes, I use a smartphone every day to study English and listen to music. I say, that's great. What apps do you use most? You reply, I use YouTube and WhatsApp. I respond, that sounds useful. I use YouTube too. You answer, Really? Me too. Excellent. Let's also talk about social media. A common question is, do you use social media? You could answer, yes, I use social media every day, or yes, I use Facebook and Instagram, or no, I don't use social media much. Try one now. Good. If you want to make it longer, say, I use social media to talk with friends and to share pictures, or I use social media to learn English and watch videos. Try one with your own reason. Very good. Now let's move to talking about health. Health is an important topic and comes up often in daily life. A simple question is, how do you stay healthy? Repeat it with me. How do you stay healthy? Good. You could answer, I stay healthy by eating vegetables, or I stay healthy by exercising every day, or I stay healthy by sleeping well. Try one now with your own idea. Excellent. You can also add a reason. I stay healthy by exercising every day because it gives me energy. Or, I stay healthy by eating vegetables because they are good for my body. Practice one with your own reason. Great. Let's role play. I'll ask, how do you stay healthy? You answer, I stay healthy by exercising every day because it gives me energy. I say, that's wonderful. I stay healthy by eating vegetables. You reply, that sounds great. Vegetables are very healthy. See how easy that feels? Now let's talk about daily feelings. Feelings are very common in conversation because people always ask how you are. Instead of always saying, I'm fine, you can use different words. For example, I'm happy today. I'm tired today. I'm excited today. I'm relaxed today. Try saying one now. Excellent. Adding reasons makes it stronger. I'm happy today because I finished my work. I'm tired today because I didn't sleep well. I'm excited today because I'm learning English. Try one with your own reason. Perfect. Let's role play. I'll ask, how are you feeling today? You answer, I'm happy today because I finished my work. I say, that's great. Congratulations. You reply, thank you. Excellent. Talking about feelings helps you connect with people and makes conversations more personal and real. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Let's continue our practice and move into conversations about entertainment. Entertainment is always a fun topic, and it gives you a lot of natural vocabulary to use in daily life. I'll start with a question. Do you like watching movies? Repeat it with me. Do you like watching movies? Good. Now answer. Yes, I like watching movies. Or, no, I don't watch movies very often. Try one now. Excellent. You can make it longer by adding details. Yes, I like watching movies. I usually watch action movies. Or, yes, I like watching movies. My favorite movies are comedies. Or, no, I don't watch movies very often, but I sometimes watch documentaries. Try one of these with your own favorite type. Great. Now let's practice follow-up questions. What kind of movies do you like? Who is your favorite actor? What's the last movie you watched? Repeat them with me. What kind of movies do you like? Who is your favorite actor? What's the last movie you watched? Perfect. Let's role play. I'll ask, do you like watching movies? You answer, yes, I like watching movies. My favorite movies are comedies. I say, that sounds fun. Who is your favorite actor? You reply, my favorite actor is Tom Hanks. I respond, that's great. I like him too. You say, really? Me too. Excellent. Now let's talk about music. Music is one of the easiest ways to connect with people in conversation. A simple question is, do you like listening to music? Repeat it with me. Do you like listening to music? Good. Answer with me. Yes, I like listening to music, or yes, I listen to music every day. To make it longer, add a detail. Yes, I like listening to music. My favorite kind of music is pop. Or, yes, I listen to music every day because it helps me relax. Try your own answer now. Excellent. Follow-up questions could be, what kind of music do you like? Who is your favorite singer? Do you play any instruments? Repeat them with me. What kind of music do you like? Who is your favorite singer? Do you play any instruments? Perfect. Let's role play. I'll ask, what kind of music do you like? You answer, I like pop music because it makes me feel happy. I say, that's wonderful. I like jazz music. You reply, that's interesting. Jazz is relaxing. Excellent. Now let's move to television shows. A simple question is, do you watch TV? You could answer, yes, I watch TV every evening, or no, I don't watch TV often. To make it longer, you can say, yes, I watch TV every evening. My favorite shows are dramas. Or, no, I don't watch TV often, but I sometimes watch the news. Try one now with your own habits. Great. Follow-up questions can be, what's your favorite TV show? Or, do you watch the news? Repeat with me. What's your favorite TV show? Do you watch the news? Excellent. Now let's role play. I'll ask, what's your favorite TV show? You answer, my favorite TV show is Friends because it's funny. I say, that sounds great. I like that show too. You reply, yes, it makes me laugh a lot. Perfect. Now let's practice talking about reading. A common question is, do you like reading books? Answer with me. Yes, I like reading books. Or, no, I don't read books often. To make it longer, add more detail. Yes, I like reading books. My favorite books are novels. Or, no, I don't read books often, but I sometimes read magazines. Now, try one now. Excellent. Follow-up questions could be, what's your favorite book? Or, do you read every day? Let's practice. What's your favorite book? Do you read every day? Good. Role play with me. I'll ask, do you like reading books? You answer, yes, I like reading books. My favorite books are novels. I say, that sounds interesting. What's your favorite novel? You reply, my favorite novel is The Alchemist. I respond, that's a great choice. I like that book too. Wonderful. Now let's move into conversations about celebrations and holidays. People love to talk about holidays and special events because they bring happy memories. A simple question is, what's your favorite holiday? Answer with me. My favorite holiday is New Year. Or, my favorite holiday is Eid. Or, My favorite holiday is Christmas. Try one now with your own favorite holiday. Excellent. You can make it longer by adding why. My favorite holiday is New Year because I spend time with my family. Or, my favorite holiday is Christmas because I like giving and receiving gifts. Try one with your own reason. Great. Follow-up questions include, how do you celebrate it? What do you usually do on that holiday? Repeat them with me. How do you celebrate it? What do you usually do on that holiday? Perfect. Now let's role play. I'll ask, what's your favorite holiday? You answer, my favorite holiday is New Year because I spend time with my family. I say, that's wonderful. How do you usually celebrate it? You reply, I celebrate it by having dinner with my family and watching fireworks. I respond, that sounds amazing. I like fireworks too. Excellent. Now, let's practice talking about seasons. A common question is, what's your favorite season? Repeat with me. What's your favorite season? Good. Now answer, my favorite season is summer. Or, my favorite season is winter. Or, my favorite season is spring. Or, my favorite season is autumn. Try one now. Excellent. You can make it longer by adding why. My favorite season is summer because I like going to the beach. Or, my favorite season is winter because I enjoy drinking hot tea. Or, my favorite season is spring because the flowers are beautiful. Try one now with your own reason. Great. Let's role play. I'll ask, what's your favorite season? You answer, my favorite season is summer because I like going to the beach. I say, that sounds fun. I like spring because the flowers are beautiful. You reply, yes, spring is very nice too. Perfect. These conversations about entertainment, holidays, and seasons are fun, light, and very natural. They also give you a lot of practice with explaining your likes, giving reasons, and asking questions back. Let's keep going and finish strong with more conversation practice around future dreams, culture, and daily life situations. These topics are not only useful, but also inspiring because they connect you to people on a deeper level. Let's start with travel dreams. A simple question is, where would you like to go in the future? Repeat it with me. Where would you like to go in the future? Good. Now answer. I would like to go to Paris. Or, I would like to go to Japan. Or, I would like to go to America. Try one with your own dream. Excellent. You can make it longer by adding a reason. I would like to go to Paris because I want to see the Eiffel Tower. Or, I would like to go to Japan because I love Japanese food. Or, I would like to go to America because I want to visit New York City. Try making your own sentence now. Great. Here's a role play. I'll ask, where would you like to go in the future? You answer, I would like to go to Japan because I love Japanese food. I say, that sounds wonderful. I want to go to Japan too. You reply, really? That's great. Perfect. Now let's practice conversations about learning English itself. People often ask, why are you learning English? Repeat it with me. Why are you learning English? Good. Now answer. I'm learning English because I want to travel. Or, I'm learning English because I need it for my job. Or, I'm learning English because I want to talk with people around the world. Try one now. Excellent. You can also talk about how you practice. For example, I practice English by listening to videos. Or, I practice English by speaking with friends. Or, I practice English by reading books. Try one now. Very good. Let's role play. I'll ask, why are you learning English? You answer, I'm learning English because I want to travel and talk with people around the world. I say, that's a wonderful reason. You're doing a great job. You reply, thank you. I'll keep practicing. Perfect. Now let's move into conversations about daily challenges. For example, what is difficult for you in English? You might answer, it's difficult for me to understand fast English. Or, it's difficult for me to remember new words. Or, it's difficult for me to speak without translating. Try making your own version now. Excellent. Then you can add how you overcome it. It's difficult for me to understand fast English, but I practice listening every day. Or, it's difficult for me to remember new words, but I write them down and review them. Try one now with your own idea. Perfect. By talking about challenges and solutions, you are not only practicing English, but also motivating yourself. Now, let's practice role-playing common real-life situations. Imagine you're at a cafe. I'll start. Can I have a coffee, please? Repeat it. Can I have a coffee, please? Then you can respond like a worker might. Sure, 1 coffee. Or if you are the customer, you can say, thank you very much. These small sentences are so useful in real life. Another situation, asking for directions. You could say, excuse me, can you tell me the way to the train station? Repeat it with me. Excuse me, can you tell me the way to the train station? And someone might answer, yes, go straight and turn left. You can reply, thank you very much. One more example. Shopping. You might ask, how much is this? Repeat it with me. How much is this? And the shopkeeper might say, it's $5. You can reply, okay, I'll take it. Or, that's too expensive. Try saying it. Excellent. These real-life sentences are exactly what you need to practice again and again so you can feel confident when the moment comes. Now, let's practice conversations about culture. Culture is always an interesting topic because people love to share traditions. A simple question is, what's a tradition in your country? You might answer, in my country, we celebrate Eid with family and food. Or, in my country, we celebrate New Year with fireworks. Or, in my country, we celebrate festivals with music and dancing. Try one now with your own tradition. Excellent. You can also ask, how do people celebrate holidays in your country? Or, what food is popular in your culture? These questions are warm and open, and they keep the conversation going. Now let's role play. I'll ask, what's a tradition in your country? You answer, in my country, we celebrate New Year with fireworks. I say, that sounds exciting. I love fireworks. You reply, yes, they are beautiful. Perfect. As we reach the end of this practice, I want you to notice something important. You have practiced greetings, daily routines, hobbies, food, family, friends, travel, shopping, work, entertainment, culture, and even real-life situations like ordering food and asking for directions. Step by step, you've been practicing exactly how to use English in real conversations. This is the fastest way to learn English, not just by studying rules, but by practicing real speaking. And every time you repeat these sentences, every time you shadow these dialogues, you are training your brain to think in English. Remember, fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being confident, being natural, and being willing to keep practicing. Mistakes are not a problem. They are part of learning, and every mistake helps you grow stronger in English. So keep practicing with me, keep speaking out loud, and keep building your confidence one sentence at a time. Thank you so much for joining me today. You're doing amazing work, and I'm really proud of the progress you are making. Keep practicing every day, even for a few minutes, and you will see your English improve faster than you think. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. I'll see you in the next one.